Welcome to our new Footprints video. On this video, we're gonna go ahead and look at basic settings about a workspace. First of all, when you open Footprints, you're gonna be on the home screen. This is where you have a list of all your tickets that you have created. In order to create a workspace, we're gonna go to Administration, that is in the top. Going into Administration, you're gonna be able to see that there's several tiles here. The one that we are interested in is Workspaces. If we go ahead and click on Manage, you're going to be able to see all of the workspaces that we have created. If they're published, there's going to be a yes or a no if they haven't been published yet. In order to create a brand new workspace without any information on it, like from scratch, you're going to go ahead and click on Create New, that is in the top left. It's going to ask if for a name. So we're going to go ahead and put in, for example, my name here and click on create. It's going to take a couple of seconds until it fully creates. You're going to be able to see that the spinning wheel that is processing our request. After a couple of seconds, you will be able to see that our new workspace, if we go back to Workspace Administration, it's going to be right here. And we're going to be able to see that the status is that it's not published. Okay, in order to publish it, we're going to go back inside of our workspace and we're going to go ahead and click on Save and Publish. Once we click on Save and Publish, it's going to ask for a confirmation to publish it. We're going to go ahead and click on Yes if we're absolutely sure that we're going to publish our workspace. After also a couple of seconds of the spinning wheel, we will be able to know if the workspace has been published successfully or if we have any other error messages that could prevent us from publishing a workspace. So at this moment, we're just waiting for it to finish the spinning wheel. This time of the spinning wheel, it will depend on how heavily configured or is our workspace, the amount of business rules and fields, all the things that we're putting in it, it's going to take us a little bit of more time to publish. So if you have one workspace that it takes around 1 or 2 minutes, it's completely normal. If there's nothing on it, or if it takes a little bit longer, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, is because it has a little bit of more things right here. So at this moment, we're just waiting for it to finish publishing our brand new workspace that is just creating. It's just taking a little bit of time. Okay, while we wait for this to end, in the meanwhile, I want you to see that in the left side, we're going to have several options in our new workspace. That is relationships, share fields, email templates, and properties. Also, on the properties is going to let us know when it was the last time that we published this workspace, if it has been published or not, if it's already published or is in draft status. It's going to contain a lot of things. Relationships will be handled between different workspaces. If you want to create, for example, one that it contains our tickets and the other one that it contains our service, we need to go ahead and create a relationship between it. So that's going to be the spot that we're going to be able to see. If you're able to see it already finished publishing, and if we go to properties, that it was the one that I was talking about, you're going to be able to see that it's published, yes, by me, that is the admin, the one that I'm currently logged in, and the time that it was to publish. Now, if we want to create a copy of this workspace, for example, you have been already working on it, you have been configured it correctly, and you want to create a copy of it so you have some test environment to work with, you can go ahead and create a workspace template and transfer that workspace template over to either the same environment of Footprints or another environment that you're creating your test. How are you going to do that? You're going to go ahead and click on Actions, Export to Template File. This is going to generate an XML file. If you're going to be able to see, I click on Export, and it should be creating an XML file directly with the name of the workspace. If you're able to see, it shows that it's on my name because that's the name that we have on this workspace. In order to go ahead and import it either here or in another Footprints environment, we're going to go back to our Workspace Administrations, Actions, or Create New. Let's go ahead and name it maybe Natalia Test, create for template. And here is we're going to be dropping the workspace template that we have just created. So I'm going to go to my downloads, select the one that I want, and click on create. This is the same thing. We're going to wait just for a little bit in order to finish creating. And we're going to go ahead and make sure in our workspace administration that we have our duplicate. This is the XML file is usually used in order to transfer from one environment to the other. If you want to keep it on the same environment and you just want to duplicate it, you can click on the workspace, then Actions, Copy. It's gonna get the spinning wheel in order to process the copy of our workspace. We're gonna wait just for a couple of seconds until this process is done, and you're gonna be able to see that the new workspace that is just a copy of the configuration of the first workspace is here. For example, at this moment, it's Natalia. Number 2, Natalia, it's the name of the first workspace that you created, and the number 2 is telling you that it's a copy of the first workspace. Of course, you can go ahead and here change the name to something else, and of course, go ahead and save our changes. Let me remind you that this workspace isn't published yet. You're going to be able to see right here where it's published, it says no, and you have the way to go ahead and save and publish, and that's going to change that is published to yes. It's going to also take a couple of seconds. Since this is just a copy as a basic workspace, it's not going to take that much, and it's going to change that into it's published directly to yes. To remind you, if there's any error message that we need to adjust on the configuration, on the bottom right, you're going to be able to see that the error messages, the number error messages and warnings. Right here, we're going to go back to Workspace Administration. We're going to refresh. Right here on the administration page, we're going to be able to see a new workspace was just created, a copy. Remember that we changed the name directly to BMC, and it was already published. I want to really thank you so much for watching this video. See you soon. Nice day.